Over the years, there have been some additions to the game that many purists claim to have ruined Diablo 2. Today we're going to talk about it. First one I'm sure everybody was thinking about is grief. I personally don't think that it's that big of a deal considering how disadvantaged melee characters are in general with attack rating and all the other calculations that have to go into actually hitting the opponent to do damage on them in the first place. It does have ignore targets defense on it, which is great for trash mobs, but you still have to hit the boss. You still have to be relatively close in level to them. You still have to have relatively good dexterity and attack rating and everything. You got to stack on attack rating, small charms. You got to have something like Ariat's Face, maybe. You don't have to have Ariat's Face. You could have G Face, whatever. But Grief, mainly, in my opinion, was something that made doing Ubers easier. And Grief came out in 1.10. Ubers came out 1.11. So Grief really didn't shake up the meta, in my opinion, too much. Maybe for bad manners dueling or something like that. For PvP, maybe that's where it was more of a big issue. I was never really into PvP, so definitely let me know what you think about that. I think this one's a little bit more controversial because it could be more beneficial for more different characters, and casters already have the advantage. So Spirit Shield, because it's really easy to find runes, and you can also make it in a sword for a level 25 character. So it just makes it a no-brainer, and it's really overpowered in terms of the value for the runes. I think it's like probably the best bang for your buck rune word in the whole game in terms of the value you get out of it. While we're still here, let's go on to another one that I know a lot of people dislike, and that's Enigma. Some people say everybody wants to be like the sorceress, and that's kind of true. And it's also true for the fact that for farming, magic finding, and everything, just being able to teleport through past certain areas of the level, especially something like River of Flame, where you don't want to have to run around here, fight all these guys, you can go past them. Of course, personally, I suggest fighting these guys because this guy could drop any item in the game right there, even though Diablo himself can't. So Enigma's another one. Do you think Enigma ruined the game? I personally don't, but I mean, I think Enigma personally made the game more fun for me. Here's one that I think is really polarizing, and that's Mosaic. I think a lot of people really dislike it because I think it's the most powerful rune word in the game. I think it's more powerful than Grief, especially if you have two of them. And you don't even have to have an Infinity Mercenary or anything, and you could just go anywhere in the game and your character's gonna just melt everything. Like I could just... Let me get my charges. The only inconvenience of it is that you have to gather your charges, but if you can keep them up, you can just go everywhere. Wow, double chain boots. Let me see how far we can... We're not going to be able to identify these, or we'll lose the charge. That's why I don't like magic finding with this character that much compared to other stuff like Infinity Nova Sorceress or some type of necromancer or a paladin. Don't lose the charges. Don't lose the charges. And that wasn't even with all the charges, I don't think. Another thing purists are really against are the Sundered charms. They removed the monster immunity and set it to 95. This essentially makes the game playable for every build in the game. Another thing that some people have a problem with are the essences and the tokens that you can get to respec your character. I don't see how that's a problem. I mean, I understand some players wanting the game to be more hard, punishing, and make you have to make a brand new character in order to respec, but at the same time, I think that's just a quality of life thing. Let me know what you think about that, though. I think that's really all that I could think about for the list. Let me know if there's anything that you think that I missed. Maybe Hodo or something, or any other rune words. I really don't think there's anything. I think all of these are honestly a good thing for the game. They add more play styles, more variety, more efficiency for farming, because some of these items are super rare to get, so you have to be efficient and farm really fast. Hope everybody has a great day, though, and I'll catch you on the next one. If you're not, consider subscribing. Take it easy.